Family, friends, newcomers, welcome to this week's vlog with your boy Randy Silver. Orientation week, Full Sail University for Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting. I'm here in Winter Park, been a week in my new studio right here where I create all my videos. This week was amazing. It was everything I could have dreamed of and more when I envisioned coming to school. We'll dive into the crutch of the video, which is orientation week, so you'll be able to see what it's like to be a new student at Full Sail University. In addition, specific stuff to the sportscasting. I'm not really supposed to be in the studio yet. Orientation week, like why would I be there? But I made myself available. I was there 24/7 when I didn't have mandatory orientation stuff, so I could see what it was like to be in the studio, learn from people already in the program, see the final projects going on, and get myself into it ASAP, make a name for myself. I loved it, I loved it, I loved it. Talking sports, seeing sports, producing sports, all of it. I'm so excited for the next 20 months, and you will be too as you follow this journey. Please subscribe to this channel to stay updated. If you have any inclination of wanting to go into sportscasting, Full Sail University, or just want to follow a man in his dream who's going to accomplish his goals. Let's dive into it. This video was so much fun to create. Love it, y'all. Enjoy. We made it after a long travel day. My bags made it. At the new home. I look disgusting hot, it's humid, it's Florida, but we made it. We made it. We made it. Ten-minute bike ride, easy. And we made it. Let's go register. Full Sail and the staff made orientation so easy. They were all very welcoming, smiling, bubbly, making your first day feel special. They over-communicated where to be your first day in the Hall of Fame. Then you went over to the auditorium where you learned about student services, got your ID card, financial aid, anything that you may need, and provided you your orientation week schedule. I've dreamt about this day for years. This is so surreal that I'm finally here. A couple orientation classes were mandatory. The rest were optional. That way, if you needed extra support to be successful here at Full Sail, they had classes set up for you to learn how you could be the best version of yourself as a student, which meant I had the opportunity to go into studio. Day zero, baby, let's get it. This is my first time ever inside a TV studio seeing live production. That's the audio room. This is the production room. So I got a really hands-on taste, day zero, seeing what it takes to be a Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting student and what a real TV studio setup looks like. You have to learn in front of the camera, behind the camera, so these people doing teleprompter, soundboard, directing, honor talent, and you have to know all of it throughout the classes. They build on each other, and you have to work hours to make sure you learn it all. Not knowing anything, not knowing anybody, I just got to be a fly on the wall for the day and see people practice for the final presentations, which are on Wednesday, which of course deeper in this video. Such an amazing experience to just learn and see my dream becoming a reality. Orientation, day one, Monday, over, hung out, got my ID card, got to be around the studio, see people do their finals for different classes. It was sick. Just makes me feel so proud to be here. I know I made the right decision. Full Sail, baby. Can't wait to get started. Happy day 2 of orientation week. It's Tuesday, back at Full Sail. It's supposed to be thunderstorms, taking my seat off so it doesn't get wet. Biked here as you saw. Today we have a school-wide orientation for all new people, so we'll see what that's like. Probably very similar to the behind the scenes as you saw, and I'll get my computer today. So 9 a.m. and then 12 p.m. and we'll see if I can go to the studio again. That was so cool yesterday to see people practice their final, people practice their script writing, be able to do it out of studio. Here we go, baby, day 2, let's get it. My one session on Tuesday was called Welcome to Orientation. This is where they go over a day in the life as a student. A professor from the TV studio department, Larry, came through. We're watching his reel. He's worked on over 100 Hollywood movies. Some big movies there, right? So it gets you jazzed. If you work hard, you network at campus, this is what you can achieve once you graduate. Campus security was an integral part of the session. They talked about protecting yourself on campus in different situations, especially an active shooter, which unfortunately happens in the US, so it was good to learn about it. Learn about hurricanes, As someone from California, never been a hurricane before, very important for me. They gave out some swag in the raffle. Everybody loves swag, as you all know from my working videos in Oyster. There's an esports team you can try out for. And then we got our computers, which is a part of your project launch box. I'll get other stuff for sportscasting later as I finish my classes. But crazy thunderstorms and lightning were going on right in there. You could see it through the windows, you could hear it. Just typical life in Florida. It was sunny earlier, massive thunderstorm, cleared up a bit. We'll see if they keep happening. My day is over. Let's go to the studio and check what's up and what's going on in the sportscasting world. A class was doing the final. The final was they had to do an outside TV report. So just like you see in the news, someone at the scene and they had to do a sportscast report from outside. So I got to be inside the studio and then go outside and watch people do it. So let's listen in and watch.
Win the US Open on the week of his first made cut. This major tournament always concludes on Father's Day, but for Wyndham Clark, it was the inspiration from his late mother that motivated him through the weekend.
Roll check, white sound full.
What you watch happens in the live TV studio. You have the director, the producer, the soundboard, the audio person, all making sure everything is queued up. So the videos get fed to the television, the anchors on cue with what is happening, making sure all the sound is lined up with what is happening. This is what it looks like outside, where the anchor may be looking to the screen. So you can see the anchor right here seeing what is going on for her. But if there's a voiceover that happens where they're rolling B-roll, so the anchor's not on the camera, they're speaking over it, then she's able to look at her notes in her hand versus having to memorize them. Or there's a teleprompter right there she could look at as well. So I'm just sitting here at this desk. Why? Because I've dreamt about being here for so long. I've dreamt about this for almost my whole life. And just sitting here, I'm visualizing myself with the cameras in front of me, with the studio behind me, with the sports right next to me. This makes me so happy. I hope that you can chase your dream, whatever that may be. If it's in sports, whatever it is, you can find that happy place and you can go chase it down and make it happen. I have a lot of work ahead of me. It's going to not be easy. It's going to be long days, long nights. It's going to be a lot of learning. I'm ready to succumb myself to that. Start at ground zero and work my way up and build my way up. But it starts with visualization. I'm sitting at the TV studio right here. Step one, baby. Step one. Wednesday, orientation, day 3. You can see I'm wet. It's raining outside. When I left the house, it wasn't raining. So, rookie mistake, got my taste. Should check the weather and wear a second shirt. So that way my nice shirt isn't wet. It's okay, it'll dry. What are we doing today? I don't have anything for the new person orientation, but it's finals day for the people in their last month of sportscasting. So they're doing a half-hour SportsCenter Anchor type of presentation. I'll get to watch all of it, the behind the camera, in front of the camera, all of it, and just be final and learn. This will be really exciting. What the culmination of all my hard work will be. Get to see people do it now. Let's go get it. Before the students did their presentations, they were able to speak with Jay Harris. Who is Jay Harris? He's been at ESPN for 20 years. You recognize him from SportsCenter. There's over 300 years of experience with professors at this program, so they're able to bring in their network to speak to students. And listen to advice like this.
You ask great, open-ended questions, and you listen and you follow up. You do all the basics. Well, that'll make you stand out. That'll make you stand out more than somebody doing a stand-up jumping out of an airplane. Because how often you gonna do a stand-up jumping out of an airplane? Yes, sir. Versus how many opportunities do you have to be fantastic at your job every day? Even the most slow news days, the most on the surface boring days are the best opportunities to buckle down and work on your writing and tell a good story.
It's just amazing advice Jay gave right there. I did the same thing when I was leading tech. If it's a slow day, nothing to do, work on yourself to be the best version of yourself. And then they can take this advice they get and put it in practice, which is what you're seeing right now. Students doing their final presentation, the 15-minute sports cast. Here you can see the studio being set up. They have A block, B block, C blocks. They have to work together to create the presentations, create the scripts. One person is the TV host at the desk, and one person's the analyst in the field with the green screen. Let's listen in.
Everyone to see, but for most of these players, they were planning to get a scholarship, as they could potentially find a new stadium as their new home.
And students get to bring in their own creativity. Ethan here does spoken word. So on top of the sportscasting, he can show, hey, this is how I set myself apart. I'm able to be the best person that you should hire. Nobody else will bring what I can bring to the table. Let's listen in.
Speaking now with honesty, I'm telling the truth. I mean, you guys always said to stick to the facts. I've been mic'd up for my time here, whether at a tuck or be gone in a flash. I'm thankful for tasks. Only time will tell, but everything is exactly how I would ask. See, it's like, I'm sorry, Michael.
Richie, I know you heard the bar! You heard the bars, Richie!
Do you hear how excited they are that Ethan just killed that? It's a camaraderie here. Everyone's supporting each other and pushing each other to be the best version of themselves and want you to succeed. Besides for TV, with new age media, people just don't want to go to TV anymore. So right here, he did a podcast. He's going to be on radio and he wants to do a YouTube series. Great. Show us. Now we're in the production room. So you can see here someone's at the green screen, someone's at the studio desk, and we can listen in and see how they can produce this 15-minute sportscast.
Also be able to shoot the ball. Yes. I know Harden and Kyrie were good and all that stuff, but I mean, you have 3 Hall of Famers on this list, without a doubt. Right, it has to be the big 3 that you had in Golden State.
I just refreshed.
I agree with you, Parker. Thank you for your insight. It's always great to have you on the show.
Thanks for having me, Ethan.
Count to 3. Take.
The director in the production room is coordinating with the audio room to make sure the background music syncs up with all the videos. The second half of the day, the students graduating are showing off their reels. This was a homework assignment for them that they created for them to be able to send out to TV studios. So this is live. Everything that they've created here at Dan Patrick to be successful for them to get that job out of college. Program professors, directors, and guests come in to watch the reel and give you honest feedback.
10-15 seconds whether or not they're even going to consider you further for a job. So just think about that whenever you're making your montage, especially whatever the best thing has to go first.
And the day ends with the students graduating, imparting words of wisdom, talking what worked and didn't work in the program for them, so that way we still in the program can be successful. It's so inspiring. I dreamt about this for years and years and years, and watching them do their final presentations, the reels, is what I want to do, and knowing I'll get there in 20 months, I cannot wait, and I want to make them so proud. I want to give them a big thank you because they're living the dream. I can't wait to be in the industry with them, living the same dream. It's Thursday, day 4 orientation, 1 class. What are we going to go over? Student schedule, so I'll get to see what the schedule is like, student services, campus safety a little bit more. So let's take you through it, and I'll monologue over it for you so you understand what it's like. Be back in school, baby. A traditional college is either the semester system or quarter system. Here at Full Sail, classes are only 1 month. You're doing the same amount of hours and work as would a traditional college. You have lectures 3 times a week for 4 hours each, plus lab assignments and a bunch of homework that you got to do, like a traditional college. But they want to make it fast-paced, just like it is in the media industry, the entertainment industry. So that's why it's rigorous, it's quick, and they're trying to give you that real-world experience. My first 2 GE classes, psychology of play and creative presentation, GEs you would find in a traditional college. I go into intro sportscasting in month 3. That's why I'm getting my feet wet early by going to the studio. You have holiday breaks as well, as you would expect. Here's the campus map. I'll also be putting out a video called Full Sail Campus, so be on the lookout for that in the next month or 2. And you know where I went when this class was done. Right to the Sportscasting TV studio to listen in, be a fly on the wall, and hopefully get my feet wet and see if I could do anything for them if they needed help. So let's listen in.
Coming up on Full Sail Live, honey, where's my super team? An incredible blockbuster trade in the NBA with star players being shipped to the desert.
In the afternoon, they had IL, which is basically office hours, open hours to just create whatever you want. So these students are creating a sportscast together just for practice to get that real world experience. But then Florida happened. 3 o'clock on the dot every day. Thunder, rain.
Wow.
All right, y'all. The power's back. Welcome to Florida thunderstorms. How long does it take to reboot everything?
Long while. Still have
How long does it take to reboot? I was going to say, we might still hit this deadline.
We can still hit it.
Good morning. It's raining. Normally you see me pull up on the bike, but I'm gonna take the walk today with my umbrella. No car, you do what you gotta do to get to school. About a mile to get there, a little bit less, so let's go enjoy final day orientation Friday. 1 mandatory class, and we'll be in the studio. The last class, they just went over Full Sail 1, which is the online website where you find all your classwork, lecture halls, lecture boards, everything like that. We took a quick online quiz, and we're done. Chris, the stage manager here, he's a legend. Taught me all about cameras, using this big camera for production. Obviously, they got a bunch here. The zoom in, zoom out, how to zoom in, zoom out on the people's faces to get the right shot, to go up and down, the history of all this, the inner workings of the camera. Also learned the teleprompter, first 2 basic jobs on the studio set. So I get to run them now, so you'll get to see me run the teleprompter. First thing to do, 4 days in after orientation, let's get it. So excited. First step to being right there in the 2V studio, running the sports desk. For Friday, the final was Hall of Fame speech. People who are in public speaking had to create a speech looking 10 years into the future of what it would be like to give a Hall of Fame speech at the school. Let's listen in.
A fellow colleague, sportscaster, and friend. So I'll close this with one possibly stolen point.
Pretty cool, right? So it's building on public speaking, then you go in front of a camera, you get to use the green screen. You can see here on the right, this is the teleprompter. The orange lines on the screen are what is actually seen in the teleprompter. So anything below or above the line, the person speaking, looking at the teleprompter, will not be able to see it. Pretty easy job. Just gotta make sure you time it and go at the pace of the person speaking. And after watching my friend run the teleprompter a couple times, it was my turn to get my feet wet. First time running the teleprompter, first time doing anything in this studio. Dreams coming true.
Thank you, Debbie.
But I'm looking all smug.
It has been 10 years. First ballot Hall of Famer into the Full Sail University Hall of Fame.
Now, fair enough, you're just hitting up and down to make sure you're going at the correct speed. It's not the most strenuous job here. It's not the most rigorous. It's not the most in-depth, but you got to start somewhere. In any TV studio, teleprompter is one of the first jobs people start at, and then you move up to producer and director and whatnot. So here at our studio, you start the teleprompter, start the camera, you work your way up. As you show that you have commitment and skill, they'll move you to more advanced positions in the TV studio. And I got the opportunity in the afternoon to run camera 3. Again, not the most strenuous role. Got to do the beginner teleprompter, now on the camera, trying to hone my skills, prove myself, show that I deserve more opportunities. Got to start here for a couple weeks, if not months, and make sure I build the building blocks to be successful. Let's listen in.
So live, dreams turned into a reality last night as the NBA draft took place at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Congrats, everybody. That's a wrap for the week. Time to clean up the studio. Nothing's happening over the weekend. Put the desk back, put the cameras back, all the audio equipment back. Make sure the wires are wrapped nice and clean. Time to get ready to enjoy the weekend. Orientation is done. First week here at Full Sail. You saw how cool it is for me to be able to be in the studio, even though I'm in orientation week. Got to test myself on the teleprompter, on the camera. I think I did a great job, got good feedback. Excited to continue to build up. Also, obviously, just saw this school orientation, what it's like to be here, learn about being a student here, all that goes with it. I made the right choice to be here. I've had so much fun this week, hearing people talk about sports, being able to talk about sports with my fellow peers in the program, the directors, seeing what the final projects will be like, seeing how I progress through the different months and learn the skills. This was a really fun week. I had a blast. A lot of work, a lot of fun, a lot of learning, but there's nowhere else I'd rather be right now. I'm so happy to be here. Hopefully you are taking inspiration from this if you're watching this, and your dreams are maybe. Orientation done, time to start school. This week is over, video's over. Please like and subscribe to continue to stay up to date, and we'll show you what it's like to be a full student coming up. Deuces.